Ki khubor ka Batesi TV
ka umdi basnyam bat penjasliang Rupa Premium Meghalaya Kabul ka machine ka balas snacker pang ka bakham scam kham step kham klan bat baduna bam umpnyang phone hagini gi number khandai hinyo saw not lai san lani khandai hinriu iwei san prasau hinyo san hinyo
Dr. Lichumo Timore, Interventional Cardiologist, MBBS, MD Medicine, GM Cardiology, is available for consultation from 1st March 2025 in Woodland, Shillong.
Ka Department of English and Communication Studies, jang ka Icfai University Meghalaya, kalapan long ka jinga Ïatai ka baarsengi, tani ka national seminar halo ka phang contemporary trends in studies of English literature and English language. Haga ka jinga ternya ka blastang ka apusan terik rempang aracara pausan, badai ka baon sepenkut nak apundo terik rempang aracara pausan, kino isim bentar kilong Commissioner and Secretary jang ka Pule Putih ka Sarkar Jilla, Vijay Kumar Mantri, ubalong kumukongsan, ka Vice Chancellor jang ka Icfai University Meghalaya, ka Dr. Alisha Gatpo, bat kiwe.
We shall start the inaugural session, and may I request the august gathering to rise for the university anthem. IAS, Commissioner and Secretary, Department of Education, Government of Meghalaya. English Language Teaching, Guwahati University. Who is Professor in the Department of English at the Ktien University. And finally, I request the
As we embark on a 2-day exploration of contemporary trends in studies of English literature and English language, it is really honored to have Sri Vijay Kumar Mantri, Commissioner and Secretary to the Department of Education, the Government of Meghalaya. Sir, your presence and contribution to education serve as a true inspiration, and we are deeply grateful for you taking the time to be with us today. Thank you very much.
At the outset, our chief guest, Mr. Vijay Mantri. Thank you, sir, for being with us here today and sharing your thoughts for the young academicians, the budding academicians, and also the seasoned academicians who are present here today. Professor Tamali, Professor these two, the seasoned and the budding academicians, definitely will bridge the gap that will which will help us to move forward, where we can script pathways in order that we can, to strip the pathways forward, to move forward towards an in-depth research, blending the traditional modes, the traditional ways, methods, along with the new emerging trends. Does not mean that I have seen the conceptual note, I've read it. When they put it up to me, I said, this sounds to be very, very good, because we cannot forget the old, though we have to move on with the new. There should be a blend between the old and the new. And that would foster us forward, keeping in mind that we remember who had scripted the past and who had moved on now, and where we prepare the pathways for the future generation. Now, I have been a teacher myself, and I have realized that the one problem faced by our younger generation, our students, is that they could not master the English language. They couldn't master the English language. Why is it so? Here in Meghalaya, English is the medium of instruction. We do have the major Indian languages, which is, you can consider it as a second language. But English is the medium of instruction, from school right up to the university level. But why can't we master the English language? Where is the flaw? Where is the loophole? As a teacher, I have realized that we can master the English language is only when we look into the educational background. You will find, as research scholars, even teachers, you will find that some students know the subject matter but will not answer, because they know the answer, they do not have the confidence. Why? Because they fear that I may not put it in the right perspective. So definitely, what we require is how to master English language. And I hope it's not only at the university level, we have to look at it right from the school level, from the kindergarten level. Because if you look, I have noticed nowadays that small children from the age of 3-4 years, they speak English, but they speak the internet or the WhatsApp English. Answers from that, instead of the THE, they are writing D. So what does it mean? So there we have to segregate when to use the particular English language. You cannot abbreviate it all the time. You have to conform to the certain standards, especially when you are to be the seasoned academicians of English language and literature. And I hope that all the technical sessions will deliberate on this and bring forth some solutions which are pragmatic in nature, not only to end in paper. We do have meetings, and others every time of consultation, and it ends up in the file. Please, what we want is, let's bring forward solutions which are pragmatic and which can be implemented and which definitely will help in the growth of education, particularly helping in mastering English language and literature. With these words, I wish the national seminar today and tomorrow a grand success.
Glad to be here in a conference like this, because when I received the invitation, we were struggling with many other issues of other different universities, the different issues. And then right then I received some faculties from your universities came to my chamber. They invited me and said, yeah, then I was a little present, because when we are one side we are dealing with different kind of issues. Suddenly a university comes and invites me for a national conference on English literature and language. I was pleasantly surprised and I could not say no. And that's it. I'm very happy to be here. That's one thing. And by profession, by qualification, I'm an engineer. I studied engineering from IIT Madras, and I entered civil services. English is a little different because it's a different subject for me, even though I can express what I have in my mind. And till class 12, I studied in Telugu and Telugu medium. Even the subjects, like even the terms, in the scientific terms, even physics, maths, chemistry, I studied in Telugu. But for the IIT JEE exam, I wrote in English. It was a little tough for me, but these exams are a little okay. They're not very, there's not too subjective, there's not too much prose. It has a scientific language. So still I worked hard for 1 more year, and because there is no way to give IIT JEE exam. Those days it was not objective, multiple. Those days it was subjective. The question and answers were there. And I studied for I had to take 1 extra year just to adjust with the language. And then I entered IIT, and suddenly from Telugu, then every word changes to English. Now, of course, it's not a very difficult thing, but now you see, I want to talk about the language. It's not just English, but English, of course, English is the major language of the world now. Everyone is speaking English, and it's very essential. As your Vice Chancellor is rightly saying, it's very important that we have a grip over the language, because that's very essential to communicate one thing, but before communication, you are verbalizing in your mind. So everybody now, if you see how the thought process happens, so can you think anything without word? You think anything, let's say you want to go to Goa, you want to go back to Goa, you think in terms of, the language comes to your mind. So that's, my thought process till class 12 was in Telugu, inside me. But after that it was still continued for Telugu for a long time. But now I see, when I look back, look inside me, and then it happens in English. Because we speak so much English every day, and then inside me, the thought process happens in English. I don't know how it's happening to you mostly, but you observe, even though whether you belong to a Khasi or English, you see the thought process inside. That's very important, because you are verbalizing to yourself the idea that you want to express. So let's say now you have to speak here, you're verbalizing inside, and let's say you want to go and speak to your Vice Chancellor ma'am and ask for a permission. Then you repeat in your mind all the again and again. So you repeat that same thing. So then you improve that how you want to speak, what you want to say when you meet. You want to meet your girlfriend, boyfriend, how do you want to express? It's all verbalization of what is inside. But English is one beautiful language which has so many words for it. So nouns are very easy. Even Khasi language has for every noun you have a word. It's simple. It's for every language it's something like that. That's essential. For every noun you have a word for it. It's okay. But when it comes to the emotions, when you come to emotions, and then you have many words. A joy, happiness, bliss, beauty, and pleasure. There are so many words for one thing. What I am feeling, what you are feeling may be different. So you will say ecstasy, I say joy, I say happiness, you say something else. It's all different things. But when it comes to inside the emotions, that's where the language importance comes into picture. So for everything, there's a image is formed inside you. Without that, there's no way to touch. That's called comprehension. How do you comprehend anything if I say something? So the noun is very important. See, noun is very easy. When I say noun, so that's where you exchange languages also. So two people who are different languages, they're sitting together and they want to communicate. So they can communicate with essential things like food. They can say mango is there. I call mango, you call mamadi, or something like whatever language. And so noun is easy now. So now you can communicate to each other. But when it comes to emotions, That's where the problem comes. Now the emotions are not easy where you can exchange. I say happy, you say something else. I say good, you might say good. The same thing you might say bad also. But the source is always same. I still feel that the source of the song, when the human started speaking, how do you speak? It's very simple. You only make sound. This is very interesting. This is something that everybody, you don't need language to understand. But I'm just trying, because it's very important for you to understand how do you make a song. Now, this lungs push the air. While they're pushing air, then something called vocal cords are there. The cords vibrate. So that's where the pitch comes into play. You can practice and you can have high pitch, low pitch. So the girls have a little different kind of long vocal cords. You can string the cords. It's a chord, like a guitar cords. You can string it. Now when the sound comes, this tongue, it mixes. It's a mixture. It mixes. So that's why they said there are three primary sounds. RBG, colors, the primary colors. Similarly, so for everything there are primary colors and primary sounds are there. Now that's where I want to say about the literature. The literature, it gives you happiness. Somebody sings a beautiful song, somebody writes a beautiful poem. Now the poem is giving you happiness. You see, the way he expresses the poem, the rhyming, the words that he uses, it can give you some happiness, a joy. I have felt it many times. Even though I took a lot of time to study, understand English, but a beautiful song can give you joy.
Literature, as a reflection of self and society, has historically served as a medium for humanistic expression and innovation, capturing both reality and imagination through diverse literary forms. In the contemporary era, literature has transcended canonical boundaries, challenging traditional notions of textuality and embracing a multiplicity of forms. This shift has necessitated a holistic approach of textual analysis, wherein the politics and poetics of text are examined through ontological and epistemological lenses, cultural and literary realms. This intersection has given rise to interdisciplinary methodologies, enabling a deeper understanding of the complex social-cultural landscapes of the 21st century. Also highlights the emergence of green ELT, which emphasizes environmental awareness and the crucial role of social linguistics in understanding language use within communities. This seminar seeks to provide a platform for discussing these prominent trends in ELE. The overarching objective of this seminar is to explore and potentially introduce innovative trends in both English literature and English language education. It aims to provide a platform for scholars and educators to discuss these transformative trends, fostering collaboration and knowledge exchange, promoting innovative approaches that address the demands of a rapidly changing world.
I want to take you to this amazing pronouncement, this wonderful declaration. Many of you may be familiar, many of you may not, some of you may not. This was a statement made as late as in 1993 by an anthropologist and philosopher, a French anthropologist and thinker who passed away a couple of years ago, who said, "We have never been modern." And Bruno Latour, this French anthropologist and philosopher, who really comes in at a time when literary studies are being revisioned, are being refashioned from the lens of other disciplines. And Bruno Latour was trying to say that we cannot read literature in isolation from our ivory towers anymore. We need to necessarily deal with the social sciences or the realms of other sciences, for example. And one of the reasons why he said we have never been modern was because modernity, at a particular point in time in our histories, in our human history, historically, actually very decidedly marked the difference, discriminated between what was human worlds, anthropomorphic worlds, versus what were non-human worlds. These were worlds that divided the human mind as an excellent creature of excellence and potential to be great versus the non-human, which was certainly the lesser world.
We all have been, there has been hegemony of English literature for too long. I will not go into, we all understand the reasons of why it was. There was historical dominance, there has been. So I'll just take some time to read out just 2 slides. I will not really be reading out my slides, but these I feel are important. Rooted in colonial history, English literature has long been the centerpiece of curricula, symbolizing cultural prestige and intellectual authority. So just notice the words intellectual authority, cultural prestige, and these are very important reasons for literature to be where it is. Are we ready for that? At what point are we actually ready to hold these things up? Come to the reality, do we have practical language skills or not? And the cultural capital mastery of English literature is frequently linked to social status and academic excellence, reinforcing its prominence in educational discourse. You see that. Now, as against that, there is a rising awareness of English as a practical skill.